What if I told you that while millions of tourists are cramming into Paris, Rome, and Barcelona, there are 10 European cities that are not only more beautiful, but also 70% cheaper, with zero crowds, and experiences you literally can't find anywhere else on Earth? I'm about to show you cities so incredible, that when travel bloggers discover them, they literally delete their posts to keep them secret. Number 7 on this list? I almost didn't include it because I'm that protective of it. And number 1. Well, let's just say I've been gatekeeping this place for 3 years. Stick around because I'm not just giving you the names, I'm giving you the exact local secrets, the hidden spots that even guidebooks don't know about, and by the end of this video, you'll have a complete insider's roadmap to Europe's best-kept secrets. Hit that like button if you're ready to travel like a true insider, and let's dive in. I'm your name, and over the past 8 years, I visited 47 European cities, lived in 6 different countries, and spent over $30,000 of my own money finding these hidden gems. What I'm sharing today isn't from Google searches, this is from boots-on-the-ground experience. Before we start, I need you to promise me something. If this video helps you discover your new favorite European destination, smash that subscribe button and ring the bell because I drop insider travel content like this every single week. And you don't want to miss out on locations before they blow up on social media. Now, I've ranked these cities based on 4 criteria: authenticity, value for money, unique experiences, and that magical wow factor that makes you want to move there permanently. Ready? Let's go. City number 10. Tallinn, Estonia. Starting at number 10, Tallinn, Estonia. Now, before you scroll away thinking, Estonia? Really? Hear me out. This medieval masterpiece has something that Prague lost 20 years ago: its soul. Here's what nobody tells you about Tallinn. The entire old town is a UNESCO World Heritage Site that feels like stepping into a fairy tale, but without the fairy tale prices. We're talking $3 beers, $15 incredible dinners, and accommodation that's 60% cheaper than anywhere in Western Europe. But here's the real insider secret, and I'm only sharing this because most people won't make the effort. There's a hidden viewpoint called Kotuatsa platform. Skip the touristy town hall square and head here at sunset. You'll have the entire medieval city spread out below you, and I guarantee you'll be one of maybe 10 people there. Quick question, drop a comment if you've ever heard of Tallinn before this video. I'm curious how many of you knew about this gem. The digital nomad scene here is exploding, but it's still under the radar. Free Wi-Fi everywhere, English widely spoken, and startup culture that rivals Berlin. Plus, you can take a 2-hour ferry to Helsinki if you want to country hop. But Tallinn's medieval charm is nothing compared to what's waiting at number 9. City number 9. Plovdiv, Bulgaria. Number 9 will shock you: Plovdiv, Bulgaria. This is Europe's oldest continuously inhabited city. We're talking 8,000 years of history, and yet 99% of travelers have never heard of it. Here's what blew my mind. Plovdiv has a perfectly preserved Roman theater that's still used for concerts today. You can watch a performance in the same seats where Romans sat 2,000 years ago. Try finding that experience in Rome without paying $200 and fighting through crowds. But the real magic happens in the old town, these incredible 19th century houses with colors so vibrant they look like they belong in an Instagram filter. And here's a local secret that took me 3 visits to discover. There's a hidden tunnel system under the city that connects ancient ruins to modern cafes. The locals told me about a restaurant called Hemingway. It's not in any guidebook. Ask for the writer's table, and they'll seat you in a secret room filled with vintage books. The owner speaks 7 languages and will tell you stories about the city that you won't hear anywhere else. Your entire daily budget here? $40. That includes accommodation, all meals, drinks, and activities. I spent less in a week in Plovdiv than I did in one night in Paris. If you're getting value from these insider tips, hit that like button. It seriously helps the algorithm show this to other travelers who need to see these places. City number 8. Ghent, Belgium. Number 8, Ghent, Belgium. Everyone flocks to Bruges, but locals will tell you Ghent is what Bruges used to be before it became a tourist theme park. Ghent has everything Bruges has: medieval architecture, romantic canals, incredible chocolate but with 80% fewer crowds and authentic local life. You can actually have conversations with locals instead of being herded through streets like cattle. Here's something most people miss. Ghent has the highest concentration of vegetarian restaurants in Europe. Even if you're not vegetarian, these places are creating some of the most innovative cuisine on the continent. There's a place called De Appelier where they serve medieval-inspired dishes using ingredients grown in their own garden behind the restaurant. I discovered this by accident when I got lost looking for the famous Mystic Lamb painting. I ended up in a neighborhood where I was the only tourist, and an elderly Belgian woman invited me into her family's restaurant. 3 hours later, I had learned to make authentic Belgian waffles and gained a grandmother figure who still sends me Christmas cards. The real insider move? Visit during the Ghent Light Festival every 3 years. The entire city becomes an outdoor art gallery, but unlike similar events in major cities, you can actually move around and enjoy it without being crushed by crowds. But wait until you see number 7. This next city is so special that travel bloggers literally sign NDAs to keep certain locations secret. City number 7. Sibiu, Romania. Number 7 is Sibiu, Romania, and I almost didn't include this because I'm genuinely protective of this place. It's that special. Sibiu was the European capital of culture in 2007, but somehow never got overwhelmed by tourism. The medieval architecture rivals Prague, the food scene is incredible, and it's surrounded by some of Europe's most beautiful mountains. Here's what makes Sibiu magical. The buildings have eyes. Literally. The rooftop windows look like eyes watching over the city, giving it this mystical, fairy tale atmosphere that photographers dream about. There's a secret that local guides charge $200 to reveal. Beneath Sibiu's main square is a network of medieval tunnels that connected the city's guilds. Most are sealed off, but there's one entrance through a basement restaurant called Crama Sibiul Vechi. Order the medieval platter, and ask the owner about the old path. He'll take you through tunnels that date back to the 14th century. If secrets like this are why you subscribed, make sure that notification bell is on because I share locations like this that you literally cannot find anywhere else online. The Carpathian Mountains are 20 minutes away, where you can find villages that haven't changed in 200 years. We're talking horse-drawn carts, traditional crafts, and hospitality that will restore your faith in humanity. Your daily budget? $25. That's accommodation, meals, activities, everything. This is luxury travel at backpacker prices. But number 6 is where things get really interesting. City number 6. Matera, Italy. Number 6. Matera, Italy. This city is so unique that it's literally carved into rock cliffs, and until recently, it was Italy's best-kept secret. Matera is famous for its sassy ancient cave dwellings that people have lived in for over 9,000 years. We're talking about a city that's literally carved into the mountainside, creating this otherworldly landscape that's been the backdrop for movies like The Passion of the Christ and Wonder Woman. Here's a story that gives me chills every time. I was exploring the cave churches when I met an 80-year-old man named Giuseppe. He was born in these caves, lived through their abandonment in the 1950s when they were considered a national shame, and now he's watching them become UNESCO World Heritage Sites. He took me to his childhood home literally carved into rock 500 years ago and served me wine from grapes grown in the same soil his great-great-grandfather used. You can sleep in these caves. They've been converted into luxury hotels, but here's the insider move. Book through local family-run places, not international chains. Casa Cavioso offers cave rooms with modern amenities but authentic atmosphere for $60 a night, less than a basic hotel room in Rome. Comment below if you'd be brave enough to sleep in a 500-year-old cave. I want to know which of these cities is calling to your adventurous side. The food scene here is unreal because they use traditional methods in these ancient ovens carved into rock. The bread, the cheeses, the wines, everything has this depth of flavor you can't replicate anywhere else. But if Matera seems otherworldly, wait until you see number 5. City number 5. Riga, Latvia. Number 5. Riga, Latvia. This city has the highest concentration of Art Nouveau architecture in the world, and it's still flying completely under the radar. 1/3 of Riga's buildings are Art Nouveau, creating these incredibly ornate streets that look like an open-air museum. But unlike Barcelona's famous Gaudi architecture, you can actually get close to these buildings, photograph them without crowds, and many are still functioning as normal apartments and offices. I stumbled upon this by accident when I took a wrong turn leaving my hotel. I found myself on Alberta Street, surrounded by buildings so ornate and beautiful that I thought I was hallucinating from jet lag. Dragons, flowers, faces all carved into building facades with incredible detail. It took me 2 hours to walk 1 block because I was stopping to photograph every single building. Here's something no guidebook tells you. Visit the Art Nouveau Museum, but more importantly, ask them about the private collections. Several local families have preserved original Art Nouveau interiors in their apartments, and for a small donation to local preservation efforts, they'll give you private tours of rooms that haven't been touched since 1910. The food scene is a fusion of Russian, German, and Scandinavian influences that creates flavors you literally cannot find anywhere else. And the prices? We're talking $2 beers, $8 dinners, and accommodation that costs less than a coffee in London. But Riga's artistic beauty is nothing compared to the natural wonder waiting at number 4. This next place will literally take your breath away. City number 4. Ljubljana, Slovenia. Number 4. Ljubljana, Slovenia. This city is what happens when you combine Prague's beauty, Amsterdam's bike culture, and Switzerland's nature access, but without any of the crowds or costs. Ljubljana is probably the most livable city in Europe that nobody talks about. The entire city center is pedestrian only, there are more parks per capita than almost anywhere in Europe, and you can be hiking in the Alps or swimming in the Mediterranean within an hour. But here's what makes Ljubljana special. It's the first European capital to commit to zero waste. The environmental consciousness here creates this incredible quality of life: clean air, sustainable tourism, and locals who genuinely want to share their city because they're proud of what they've built. I rented a bike for $5 and spent an entire day cycling through the city and into Tivoli Park, where I found locals having picnics, playing music, and just enjoying life in a way that felt authentic and unhurried. At sunset, I climbed to Ljubljana Castle, free with the tourist card, and had one of those moments where you realize you found somewhere special. There's a floating bar called Pritlice that literally moves along the river throughout the day. It's not listed online, you have to ask locals where it's docked. The owner, Marco, speaks perfect English and will tell you stories about Slovenia that will make you want to explore every corner of the country. If you're loving these hidden gems, subscribe and hit that bell because I'm literally running out of secret places to share, and once these cities blow up on social media, they'll never be the same. Your budget for Ljubljana? $35 per day for everything. This includes accommodation, all meals, activities, and even day trips to Lake Bled or the coast. But number 3 is where we enter legendary territory. City number 3. Košice, Slovakia. Number 3. Košice, Slovakia. This is Slovakia's second largest city, but feels like Europe's best kept secret. While everyone flocks to Prague, Košice offers the same medieval beauty with zero tourist traps. Košice has the largest Gothic cathedral in Slovakia, a main street that rivals Prague's, and a local culture that's so authentic it feels like traveling back in time. But here's what makes it special. The locals still get excited when they meet international visitors because tourism is so rare. I'll never forget my first night in Košice. I was looking for dinner when a local university student noticed I was lost. Not only did he walk me to the best restaurant in the city, but he called his friends. And I ended up spending the entire evening learning traditional Slovak drinking songs and hearing stories about life during communism and the country's transformation. Try having that authentic experience in Prague. The city hosts Slovakia's largest arts festival, Košice Cultural Summer, where international artists perform in medieval courtyards and Gothic churches. Imagine seeing world-class performances in 14th-century venues for $15 tickets. There's a restaurant called Villa Regia that's hidden in a 600-year-old building. The menu isn't in English, and the waiters don't speak much English, but point to what locals are eating and you'll have the best meal of your life for under $12. The goulash there is legendary among locals but unknown to tourists. Daily budget, $20. Yes, $20 for accommodation, all meals, drinks, and activities. But if Košice is Europe's best kept secret, then number 2 is about to blow your mind. This next city shouldn't even be possible. City number 2. Brasov, Romania. Number 2, Brasov, Romania. This city sits in the heart of Dracula country, surrounded by the Carpathian Mountains, and offers experiences that seem too incredible to be real. Brasov is what Salzburg would be if it wasn't overrun by Sound of Music tours. Gothic churches, medieval walls, mountain views, and authentic castle experiences, but without the crowds and at 10% of the cost. Here's an experience I'll never forget. I booked a stay at a local guest house for $18 a night. The owner, Maria, offered to take me to the real Dracula's castle, not the touristy brand castle, but Panari Castle, Vlad the Impaler's actual fortress. We hiked for 2 hours through misty forests, climbed 1,480 stone steps, and found ourselves alone at genuine ruins overlooking the entire Carpathian Range. No crowds, no gift shops, just history and legend in their purest form. But here's what makes Brasov incredible. You can experience authentic Transylvanian culture that hasn't been commercialized. We're talking horse-drawn cart rides through villages where people still live like their ancestors, traditional music sessions in centuries-old pubs, and storytelling evenings where locals share legends passed down through generations. There's a hidden restaurant called Le Sion that operates in someone's grandmother's house. You have to call ahead, they'll help you in English, and she'll cook traditional Romanian dishes using recipes from her great-grandmother. You eat in her living room, looking at family photos dating back 150 years, while she tells you stories about Romanian history that you won't find in any book. If you're getting chills imagining these experiences, you need to subscribe because I'm about to reveal number 1, and it's so special that I've kept it secret from my own family. Your daily budget in Brasov, $22. That includes everything: accommodation, meals, activities, and day trips to multiple castles. But number 1. This is the city I've been gatekeeping for 3 years. City number 1. Ohrid, North Macedonia. Number 1, and I can't believe I'm finally sharing this: Ohrid, North Macedonia. This is quite possibly the most beautiful lakeside city in Europe, and 99.9% of travelers have never heard of it. Ohrid sits on a lake that's over 2 million years old, surrounded by mountains, and filled with churches and monasteries that date back to the Byzantine Empire. It's like a combination of the Italian lakes, Greek islands, and Swiss Alps, but with prices that seem like a mistake. I've been keeping this place secret for 3 years because I was terrified that if it got popular, it would lose its magic. I brought exactly 3 people here: my best friend, my brother, and my girlfriend, and sworn them all to secrecy. But watching this channel grow, I realized I have a responsibility to share places that can truly change people's travel experiences. Here's what happened on my first visit. I rented a kayak for $8 and paddled across Europe's oldest lake to the monastery of St. Naum. As I approached, monks were singing evening prayers that echoed across the water. I beached my kayak and joined their service in a 10th century church, listening to Byzantine chants while watching sunset paint the mountains gold. There were maybe 5 other people there, all locals. But it gets better. The restaurants here serve fish caught fresh from the lake, wine from family vineyards that have been operating for generations, and vegetables grown in gardens behind the restaurants. A complete dinner with wine costs $8. A lakefront hotel room costs $25. A boat tour of the entire lake costs $15. There are secrets here that I've never shared anywhere. There's a hidden beach called Popesh that has natural springs feeding into the lake, creating these incredible color variations in the water. No signs, no facilities, just pristine beauty. A local fisherman named Goran takes people on sunrise fishing trips where you catch your breakfast and he cooks it on a floating platform in the middle of the lake. He doesn't advertise, you have to ask at the fish market. There's a monastery called Sveti Stefan that you can only reach by boat, where monks will teach you traditional icon painting if you're respectful and genuinely interested. If this video has opened your eyes to Europe's hidden gems, I need you to subscribe and hit that notification bell. I release content like this every week, but places this special are getting harder to find. Your subscription helps me continue traveling to find these incredible destinations before they become tourist traps. And please like this video. The algorithm needs to see that people want authentic travel content, not just the same 20 destinations everyone covers. Daily budget in Ohrid, $18. $18 for paradise. I'm trusting you with my most protected travel secret. If you go, please travel responsibly, respect the locals, and help preserve what makes this place magical. So there you have it, 10 European cities that offer experiences you literally cannot find anywhere else, at prices that seem impossible in today's world. Now I want to hear from you. In the comments below, tell me, which city surprised you the most? Which one are you booking first? Do you have any hidden European gems I should investigate? If this video saved you thousands on your next European adventure, if it opened your eyes to places you never knew existed, if it gave you insider secrets you can't find anywhere else, then subscribing to this channel is the best investment you'll make in your travel life. I spend months researching, thousands of dollars traveling, and countless hours editing to bring you content that can literally transform your travel experiences. Your subscription tells YouTube to show these videos to other travelers who need this information. Hit that like button if you're ready to travel like an insider instead of a tourist. Share this video with anyone who needs to escape the European tourist traps. And ring that notification bell because I'm constantly discovering new destinations, and you don't want to miss out on the next secret location. Next week, I'm revealing the 5 European destinations that locals told me to never share online. These places are so special, so fragile, that even mentioning them feels like betraying a trust. But if you want to experience Europe like almost no other traveler ever will, you won't want to miss that video. Thank you for trusting me with your travel dreams. Thank you for watching to the end. Seriously, the fact that you're still here tells me you're the kind of traveler who deserves to discover Europe's real treasures. Until next week, keep exploring, keep discovering, and remember, the best destinations are the ones nobody's talking about yet. Subscribe now, and I'll see you in the next adventure.